there, but Coach Collins is going to have a good team this year. They're ready to go, and they're going to surprise people. They got a tough non-conference, but I'm just telling you, they're going to surprise people. I'm excited about them, and he's excited about his team. If you're out there in Atlanta, buy football tickets. Buy football tickets. Support the football team. We're going to have a great year this year with Georgia Tech football and Coach Collins.
Once again, Josh Pastner from the marketing department is here on the set.
Just win games.
Yeah, just win games, right?
No, but you got to get. But yes, I understand that's important. But they're going to have a great season this year, and Coach Collins is ready to go, and they're going to have a good team.
All right.
Open up with Clemson.
Mark has expressed some concern this week for your friend John Calipari. Is he doing okay?
Well, yeah, look, I mean, obviously, first of all, I was with Coach Calipari last night, and look, Kentucky was good enough to win the national championship, and you know, when in this tournament, which is just, it can, you know, abruptly end awfully quickly, and that's what happened to them for St. Peter's, and that's part of the deal, the upsets. I mean, I think he really felt his team was good enough to win the whole thing, but you know, as I've said many times, and especially at a school like Kentucky, it's not the road to the conference championships, it's the road to the Final Four. I know it eats at them, but, you know, they're going to get the best players in the country, and they'll be back at it and competing for a national championship next season.
It's been a tough week, though, for Kentucky fans, though, because you had Kansas pass them all-time wins. You had North Carolina pass them all-time NCAA tournament wins. You had the Coach K thing. You got a North Carolina thing. All this, quote-unquote, blue blood talk, and it's kind of hard not to talk blue bloods without Kentucky.
No, well, and look, it happens. You know, obviously, when you're dealing with 18 to 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, if they don't put the ball in the basket, as I mentioned, the season can abruptly end, especially in a one-game scenario. And it goes to my point. There's not that much separation, even from Kentucky to St. Yes, Kentucky to St. Peter's, budget-wise, is different, everything else. But the players, there's just not that much separation anymore in this day and age. And that's why you see what happens. And for people in the industry, it's, for the outside, they say, wow, the upset, that's incredible. But in the industry, you're like, and it's not that surprising or shocking because of the amount of parity amongst college basketball.
All right, what kind of game, given they've played twice, what do you think we see tomorrow night with Duke and Carolina?
Gentlemen, if North Carolina wins, does Hubert Davis automatically pass Roy Williams and Dean Smith as the greatest coach in the history? No, wait.
Can I answer that? No.
Wait, but listen. They beat Coach K in his final thing. If they end Coach K on his final game beating Carolina, you guys, you've been around the Carolina fans.
No, you were on such a roll.
You were doing great.
We run the clip of January 17th. I like your theories and philosophies, but the answer to that one is an
I just know the rivalry between those two and what it means. So, but look, tomorrow, first of all, Duke right now, the reason I believe Duke is playing at such a high level is a lot of it is Jeremy Roach. I mean, he had not been playing like this all throughout the season. And again, they've won over. Anytime you win 30-plus games, you're really good. So they've won. They've over the 30-win mark. Part of the recent success is Jeremy Roach. He's been outstanding. And then North Carolina, like I said, it's not as much about them defensively. It's can you stop them because of their offensive firepower.
Right.
Now, will it be different here in the Dome? You know, not everyone shoots as well in the Dome in these settings. So that could play a little bit of a factor. If that affects anybody, if that affects North Carolina, that would give the slight edge to Duke. I really think in the end, North Carolina is going to end up winning the whole thing.
But you know what? Duke has shot over 51% in all 4 tournament games. They've been consistently good.
You know what's amazing is you don't get to 1,200 wins without being excellent. and in the game versus Arkansas, how many times, you know, versus Texas Tech and Arkansas, the adjustments that Coach K made coming out of timeouts to go to zone, or the plays setting up to get Benchero at the block, to you got fouls and got to the free throw line. I mean, again, you don't get to 1,200 wins without knowing what you're doing.
Hey, Josh, you know what I think is one of the most underrated calls that Coach K's made in this tournament? It wasn't necessarily the Michigan State last 5 minutes, which was critical, the zone, but I thought the timeout and about the first 4 minutes of the Texas Tech game were, quite frankly, those grown men punched them right in the face. They had them down like 9-2, whatever it was, and K took a timeout just to settle everybody down. Duke had, I think, 3 turnovers and 3 air balls, and they looked completely disheveled. And Texas Tech was about ready to end it right there. that timeout settled his guys down. They got right back in the game. I thought it was one of the best games of the tournament.
Yeah, no, and Texas Tech's really good, and you guys know how tough they are. Coach Mark Adams is an elite coach, but yeah, I mean, again, but him calling the timeout, him settling his guys, again. Yes, he's had great players through his career, and that's part of college basketball. You got to recruit, you got to get great players. That being said, you've also got to make adjustments, and you don't get to the level he's at without making great adjustments throughout his course of his career, and has happened this tournament multiple times.
All right, we're going to close on this. Final Four is always the site of the National Association of Basketball Coaches annual convention. A lot of jobs are determined at this event. A lot of things happen at this event. In your mind, what's the most important thing folks need to know about the annual coaches convention? And I put that in air quotes at this event at the Final Four. A lot of people hear about the coaches hotel and all that.
Well, you know, it's a great opportunity to network and to socialize. We do have a head coaches meeting today.
Oh, do you? What time is that?
That's at 11:30.
About a half an hour ago.
We need to get over there for the coaches meeting.
There is a head coaches
Packer
meeting.
And I need to come to that?
You can come to that.
Okay.
You can get on stage.
Part of it.
But there's a head coaches meeting at 11:30, and they'll usually talk about the state of the game and everything, what's going on. And so I like to be there to hear what's going on. You hear some of those legends get up and say their piece, and it gets a little heated at times on some people and this and that. But you know, again, the game is really healthy right now. That being said, there are a lot of things that, again, you can sit and complain, but the train has left the station, and there is no going back on NIL right now until they get that fixed with the Congress on how that's going to be in you know, a uniformed act on all 50 states. Right now, it's not that situation.
Right.
The transfer portal is that thing that train has left the station, and the other thing to keep an eye on, which I think's more impactful than both of them, is the Alston case in the Supreme Court, which is the educational expenses. Because if that gets passed, then that moves on to the university or to the institute, because it goes under their budget, where the NIL is on the outside. And let me tell you, on the educational expenses, right now it's capped right under $6,000. Great. If they let it to be where it's just unlimited, what's an educational expense? Hey, can you get a kid a car? He needs to get to class. That's an educational expense. A scooter, a park, whatever. You can manufacture whatever you need to for education, which I get, but that would open up a big can of worms if they just let it be without a cap right now. That's the one to really look at coming down the pipe, is the Alston case in the Supreme Court.
You know, it's a lot easier just to be a broadcaster.
You're right. You might be right on that, but coaching's fun.
Yeah,
it's a great
and the money's
deal.
not bad.
No, it's great all the way around. But look, you have to be flexible. You have to adapt. And if anything, you know, as we've all gone through, even with the COVID thing, being able to change and be changing on the fly and adapting. As you move into even past that, you've got to stay in that mentality as things are evolving. And if you try to push back against it, it's not going to. You're going to get left behind. And our league has got to continue to deal with it and be on the forefront of it all as well.
I think our work is done here, don't you, Pac?
Well, I mean, if Pastner wants the job, he's got it.
I think you're in. You can come back and co-host anytime.
Listen, I want to be in the tournament next year. I want Georgia Tech to be in the tournament next year. And I like our group. We got to get some guys in the portal. We had a young group. We got to get them. And you see Alvarado just signed an incredible deal.
Yeah, it's awesome here. They love it.
They love him. We lost some good players the year before. Bad news is we had to play a lot of young guys last year. The good news is a lot of those young guys got a lot of playing time, so it should be better for us next year.
Let me give you a little recruiting tip. Patrick Massaroni, who coaches Archbishop Stepniak, is going to come right over here in a minute. You can talk to him. He's had a lot of players.
I don't know why he hasn't sent me any players.
That's what we're going to let y'all talk about.
That's why I'm sitting here talking to you, not in the Final Four.
We'll come back in a moment.
His coaches sent players to the Final Four.
The coach of R.J. Davis and A.J. Griffin's going to join us on set. He's in a tough spot. Well, not really, but he is, and we'll talk to him next when Packer and Durham continues. Pastner's going to recruit.